What's up, everybody? It is Thursday night. That means it's Fantasy in Frames Draft Night show. I'm Stacy. She's Erica. And we are here to talk to you about the Queen's Classic draft from the Fantasy Football Expo this past weekend. And we have got some of our queens, including the reigning champ, on to join us. We are going to go through this draft. We are going to talk draft strategies for 14-team leagues, because that is absolutely what this is. If you're hanging out, if you were in the chat, make sure to jump on in, get your questions and get your comments in. I'm going to get these girls in here. Erica, how's your day going? How's your week going? It's been a week since I've seen you. And
I know, it's sad.
I wish,
when you're together 24/7, basically for 5 days, it's nice to see all you ladies again.
Exactly. I wish, I can't say that I wish I was back in Canton. I just wish I was back with all of you.
Agreed.
So, guys, we have got Miss Charlene Erickson here. She's joining us from California. Charlene, tell everybody hi.
Hello.
We've got Ms. Wendy Early. You guys know her from Women of Fantasy Football. If you want to stay tuned a little bit later tonight, Wendy's got her Mock Girl Summer show coming in hot. Wendy, how are you doing?
Hey, hi, everyone. Thanks for having me on.
Yes, of course. And then we have got the queen herself, Miss Gina Noble. She's the current reigning champ. She's got the crown to prove it. She's got her belt in the background. Gina, how heavy is that crown?
Oh my gosh, it's giving me a dent in my head, but that's okay. I will reign and do my thing, and I'll suffer later. It's heavy.
And overcome.
It looks fantastic, by the way.
I'm telling you, it's beautiful.
Guys, we have got some.
It is gorgeous.
It really is so nice, and like they did such a good job with it. Like who did that crown, Gina?
It was Crowned Champs and at the expo, and they had all kinds of fun stuff. They had rhinestone belts, they had rings, they had the crown. They did a really good job. This was a really cool surprise.
Don't forget about the throne.
Yeah.
Oh, the throne, the scepter, the cape thing. I had my moment.
You've got a little friend behind you.
You deserve it.
Exactly.
I know.
Who's your friend back there?
Oh, that's Sienna. That's my cat.
I don't sound so excited.
I know. I'm like, oh, she's trying.
I've got
to take
Maddox
my,
here, but he's having a moment, so he's gonna have to go play and entertain himself while we do our show. We've got some queens over here in the chat with us. We got Emma Martinez is here. We miss Emma very much. I hope you are feeling better. We got Bonnie over here.
Bonnie.
Yep, and we got Amber in the draft in the chat too.
Amber.
Guys, yeah, thanks for joining. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put our draft board up behind me, or behind us rather. So give me a second. There we go. Okay, so it's a 14-team league, guys. So it is gonna be a little bit tough to read because I had to, make it so that we could see everybody's team so far. Erica, do you want to give everybody like a breakdown on the scoring, the format, like what this all looks like?
Yeah, so this is a full PPR league. And again, 14 teams. And there's some killers in this draft. Whenever we go through, who all was in this draft with us, it was insane. Getting sniped from like 8 picks down the row.
Oh, yeah.
So is it super flex?
No.
Not super flex, but it's three wide receivers. What is it?
2 running backs.
2 running backs.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think how many flexes? We have three flexes, I think.
Right?
Yeah, we have 3.
Yeah. 3 flexes.
We've got 3. Yeah.
I've been doing so many drafts, it's hard to remember, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 3 flex, 1 tight end.
All right. So let's see who all was in this draft. First off, at the first spot, we have got Bonnie. She is in the chat over here. Ouch, buddy, stop biting my toes. My goodness. If you guys hear me like screaming profanities, it's gonna be because I've got a little 4-month-old puppy down, like trying to bite my toes right now because he's teething. So
hey, girls, I want to mention. Talk about sniping. How fitting is it that I had the queen herself on one side of me and Charlene on the other side of me, and all 3 of us are guests on the show. So let's talk about sniping, okay?
That's what we've got.
That's terrible. It was
we
awful.
had that whole corner of the table just back and forth and back and forth.
It was nuts.
I think we were yelling at each other the whole time.
Yeah, we were.
We were.
I mean, if you weren't getting sniped from one end, like your neighbor, you were absolutely getting sniped from the other end of the table. Like, because I'm with the 12th team, and like you guys constantly were in your corner up there, constantly taking my players. So rude.
Yeah.
Real quick, I just want to go through and mention all of our queens, so that everybody gets some credit here. So I said Bonnie was number 1. Erica drafted at the 2 spot. Charlene was at 3. Wendy was at 4. Gina was at 5. Then we had Casey Kasem at the 6th spot. Gemma Martinez from NFL and Espanol was at 7. We got Lauren Jump from RotoWire. She was at 8. Jen Pulbright, she is with Optimus Fantasy. She is at 9. We got Angie Hatfield, who unfortunately could not join us because she is like house shopping and being a responsible adult right now. So hopefully she's in the chat. No, I like to house shop for other people, but she was at the 10 spot. Then we got Miss Linda Lyons over here. She is at the 11. I was at the 12. We got Brittany Foxworth over here from Player Profiler at the 13. And we got the lovely and talented Miss Lindsay Rhodes at the 14. So just an absolutely brutal
Yeah.
room.
It was rough.
Yeah, but we had a blast.
We didn't have a good time.
That was the best
I have
worst
to
draft
laugh.
ever.
Yeah.
Last year was the same way. Like we come in and we're like a rowdy group of people, and they've got the RDT Kings Classic going on behind us, and they're like quiet and subdued, and we're just having a good time. So I think we keep the room entertained.
We do, because it got real quiet when the Kings Classic, because they're doing their ADP drafts, right? They're doing like a 30-something round draft over there. So I mean, they're like intense on their, their computers and their spreadsheets. And I mean, we're here for a good time. So Anne wanted to know how we get invited to the Queen's Classic. This is basically like an invite only draft of just like a nice little collection of analysts, content creators, just like really incredible players, in fantasy football right now. It's done through the Fantasy Football Expo. So if you're going to the Expo, that's how you do it, because it's a live draft. There's not like an online option or anything. So this is my second year doing it. Erica, this is your second year?
Yeah, my second year too.
Gina?
Second year.
Second. Wendy, this is your third, right?
No, this is my second.
Second? Is Charlene, this is your first?
Yep, this was my first.
We're popping the Queen's Classic.
So,
oh yeah, we were.
It's only been going on.
Hey,
3
mine
years.
ended with a crown.
Yes. Yeah.
It
That's
can
right.
happen, Charlene.
Yeah. And another
There's hope
thing,
yet.
and so basically what happened, Bob Lung is our Charlie. Okay. We are the Angels. Okay.
We are the Angels.
So there were people that couldn't make it last year that, for one reason or the other. So the cool thing about it is Bob allows the women that are already in it to nominate different people. So they get to invite, it's really very special. And to me, when I was invited, I was like, holy crap, did you guys make a mistake or something? I was like, are you kidding me? But, to have your peers, the people that you play with all the time actually invite you because, Bob has a final say so, of course, but everybody kind of has a say so about it, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, I agree. It is definitely such an honor to participate in something like this.
Yeah.
With this, collection of incredible drafters. Like, I'm not even just going to say just like women, because everybody in this draft can hang with anyone else, like in the fantasy community. So,
and I see Bonnie's been in all 3, you guys.
That's
Bonnie's been
right.
since the beginning. She's OG there.
Bonnie's the OG drafter. Linda, I think, has been in all 3, right?
Yeah, because Linda won the first year.
Last year.
Casey
won last year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm not sure who all else, but
I think Casey and Hema were both
Casey and Hema. That's right.
Year 1. Yeah.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yeah. All right, guys. So I do kind of want to talk a little strategy because, we don't typically draft in 14-team league, drafts. At least I don't particularly. I'm more of a 12-team kind of girl. So this can kind of make things a little bit different, Do you guys have? Let's see. Let's do some tips here. Like, when going into this, did you guys have like a particular strategy on people that you wanted to go after? Because we did know our draft position before we sat down. So I'm going to start, Charlene. What were your thoughts?
So I'm going to tell you, I really didn't have much of a draft strategy going into this. I found out on Wednesday before the draft that I was in the Queen's Classic, and I was really, really excited at first, and then I went, holy crap. What am I doing? So my draft strategy was to just go with the flow, because I saw the names of every person in this draft and went, okay, so I just need to see where the wind takes me, because it's going to be insane. So that was my draft strategy.
And it was.
And it was. I mean, like we already said, we were getting sniped and sniping each other left and right. So it was, everything was just pivot, almost every round. And then, to add on top of that it's 14 teams. So you've got to remind yourself that, like, hey, just because you think that player's coming back to you, you've got 4 extra picks on the other end. It's not happening. So
Exactly. Well, it's like sometimes you want to push things right in a 12 team. Like, you may not take a quarterback until 8th, 9th, 10th round, something like that. But in the Queen's Classic, if you take a look at our draft board right now, we've got round 3. Like, look at the run of QBs that went in 3. Like, starting off with Bonnie taking Lamar, and then Charlene, you went with Jaden Daniels, and we have Hurts, Allen, Burrow all in a row, and then Bo Nix and Patrick Mahomes there to like end it. So we've got, like, what is that, 6, 7 that went off the board in the 3rd round. When normally, like, at least probably like a Burrow and Nix and Mahomes would go like a couple rounds after that.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
definitely.
I normally would have waited like till like the 5th round. Sorry, Wendy.
Yeah, no, I'm saying
that
the same
lag.
thing you're saying.
Did that?
agree.
Like? Oh, sorry, Gina. Go ahead.
No, agree. I was like, my strategy in a 1 QB league is definitely to wait on quarterback. However, when you start seeing that quarterback run, and especially if I felt like I didn't really love maybe where the things were going, I'm like, okay, I have an opportunity to at least get like a top tier quarterback. And like when Josh Allen fell to me where he did, I was like, I'm going to go ahead and just grab him. And I don't remember who said it. Somebody's like, are we just going to hand her the win again? Like, what are we doing?
That was Angie. Angie was so mad. She stormed down from the other end.
Well, I can't believe we let Wendy, like, look at this stack that Wendy did here when she took her quarterback.
Here's the thing.
And Jalen Hurts. How did we allow this?
So early, I have hardly any shares of Saquon anywhere. Like, he barely ever falls to me. And I'm like, well, I'm going to go ahead and take him. And then, like you said, Stacy, if you think Charlene, if you think your guy's going to make it back to you in a 14-teamer, there was no way Hurts was coming back to me. So I'm like, you know what? I'm taking him. So I did. There he is.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you have
I
to do.
wanted Josh. I thought about Josh Allen, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get all of the rushing touchdowns in Philadelphia.
Well, that's what. So I was in a Pros versus Joe's draft a few weeks ago, and Barkley fell to me, I think at the 5, if I remember right. And I thought on the way back, I was like, you know what? I'm going to do the same thing, Wendy. Like, I want all the touchdowns in Philadelphia, and I was going to take Jalen Hurts. And I kid you not, the person right in front of me took him. And I could have flipped a table. I was so annoyed.
Yeah, it was Bonnie's fault. She started the quarterback run with taking Lamar there.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, so my strategy at 2, I was like, okay, Bonnie can take a quarterback. I don't think anyone else is going to take a quarterback. I'm just going to continue on the wide receiver and grab a QB late. I was wrong. Very wrong. I still got Jared Goff pretty late. And so I went like 0 QB for a long time.
You did. You pushed it really far. And, and then though, like, I think you and I both kind of got in trouble like later because I pushed it too. But like with our second QBs, because a lot of, I guess you don't necessarily have to take, 2 QBs in a 1 QB league, but it's good to have a backup there, especially when you're talking about 14 teams, right? Because that waiver wire is going to be rough. Mm-hmm. So like you ended up with Tua. I ended up with, oh my God, I can't even see. Like, who did I end up with? Trevor Lawrence as my second QB. So we kind of got, our second QBs are not probably our favorite, right?
No. But I mean, and I wasn't going to take a second quarterback and then everyone else started. And then you get peer pressured. You're like, oh no, there's going to be no one left on the waiver. I have to take a second QB.
Well, look who
Yeah,
went
you weren't
before
real
you.
happy about the second QB idea.
No,
Eric's
no.
not happy.
Eric was
Well,
like,
you,
no.
Don't do it.
well, in
No.
that round, like you see, look, so McCarthy went, and then I took Trevor Lawrence, and then Bryce Young and Cam Ward, which you probably had in your queue, I'm guessing, right?
Oh, those were the only two that were in my queue. And then I was like, dang it, now I got to go Tua.
Right, because look who was left after that. So we had
Mhm.
Danny Dimes and Anthony Richardson were the last two QBs taken after you took Tua. So I'd rather have Tua than either one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it
and
is not best
Gina
ball.
said she knew. Oh yeah, it's not best ball.
Yeah,
Gina
and
said
no, it's
she knew
Spanish.
that CeeDee Lamb was going to fall to her. She knew it, didn't you, Gina?
So when I kind of looked at ADP, I was not thinking anybody would go QB in the first round, but I was crossing my fingers somebody would, just so that I was kind of hoping a running back that I wanted would fall to me. But I had a feeling it was going to be between Justin Jefferson and CeeDee Lamb at the 5, which is really what it probably should have been at the 5. And I chose CeeDee Lamb there because I think he's going to have a pretty good year. I would have preferred to have the running back first round, but you guys didn't let me have that. So you did let me have Josh Allen, so I appreciate it.
You can't have everything, okay?
I know. But darn it, I want it.
So one of the strategies last year from Miss Kelly Singh was to take all the tight ends in a non-tight end premium.
God,
it looks like
you were reading my mind. That's exactly where I was like gonna go. I love it.
Because it looks like this year we got one tight end in the first, one tight end in the second, one at the third, one in the fourth. And then all the rest of us just kind of were like, we don't really need tight ends.
We just sprinkled it in wherever it felt right.
Yeah, if you don't get one of those 4, I mean, you're probably going to wait.
Yeah, you just wait. Yeah.
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking, right? Like this is not tight end premium. So that's a whole different, ball of wax. But like in something like this, McBride, Bowers, Kittle, I mean, after that, I feel like you can probably wait because the rest of the guys are going to have pretty similar numbers if everything kind of shakes out the way you think it will. I can't believe you guys let me get Bowers in the second round either. Like, I don't know
wild
how that happened, but
very good.
I told you to take him in the first if you really wanted him, and then he ended up staying back around.
Well, that was my plan. So like when Linda took Trey McBride, I was like, because I didn't think there was any way that I was going to get Bowers that late at the 12, and I thought, okay, well, I had been targeting Nico. He's one of the guys that's kind of like my flag plant guys this year. Then so I didn't want to leave without him. So it's like, okay, like I'm going to take Nico here. And you know what? If Bowers for some reason comes back to me, of course I'm going to grab him. And if not, that's fine. I'll just pivot. I'll take another wide receiver there just for depth. But yeah, man, I couldn't believe it. I think I smashed that the fastest I've ever smashed anything. Like done that. Like Bowers, let's go.
The most
and yes, no, I didn't take somebody over Amon-Ra, right? Oh man, it's that or Sam Laporta, because God knows I can't stop with either one of those two. So I hope Sam Laporta gets better soon. I know he got hurt today. I saw that news, so that made me kind of sad.
So in reference to tight ends, last year, and obviously I did really well in last year's Queen's Classic. With Kelly taking all of the tight ends, the amount of pivoting I had to do was ridiculous. And Kelly and I have discussed like Kelly. But I left the draft. I had TJ Hawkinson, who was out for the majority of the season. I picked him up way late. I don't even remember who I actually drafted as a tight end. I got Jonnu Smith off of waivers last year. So I'm just saying there are positions that you can get really lucky on waivers and end up, winning. So not leaving the draft with your guy, but ending up on waivers with your guy. So Jonnu Smith was a big ad. So tight ends are important, but you just never know.
It's so hard, like in drafts like this, to get depth, right? And like normal waivers, you're going to be able to find somebody to like plug and play, kind of, throughout the season, but like not really in a league like this. Did you guys? I know you had Jonnu Smith, Gina. Did anybody else have anyone that just kind of absolutely blew up for them? That was just kind of a random pick, and with what bare bones was left on the waivers
last year?
last season.
I'm gonna say like my big pick last year, even it wasn't waivers, but at the actual draft was Xavier Worthy. Like that was probably and I got him fairly late, probably 7th or 8th or something like that. That was definitely my pick that kept me in it. At least, I think I ended up 6th or 7th after all. But I was in the top 5, and I think he had a lot to do with it. And speaking of him, I want everyone's opinion here. So since Rashee Rice is going to be playing the first 4 games, and I have Worthy on my team here, do you think that's going to cut into Worthy's ADP and his workload?
I like Worthy this year. I think Worthy will be fine.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would deter anybody from drafting Worthy where he's at right now. I feel like
I wanted Travis Hunter. Look who has Travis Hunter.
Gina.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
me? Oh yeah, it was me.
Oh, you.
I think you're fine with Worthy. I mean, just because Rice is there doesn't mean Worthy isn't going to get looks. I mean, they do have kind of like a different skill set too, with those two. So we start.
I just need all the points I need. Okay.
Yeah.
I need all the points I can get, Stacy. Okay.
Well,
I think you're going to get that with your top 3 no matter what.
Yeah, you've got Ladd, DJ Moore, and then Worthy there to start, plus Barkley and Hurts. I think you're totally going to be fine because Worthy is going to have those big plays downfield, right? Which is kind of what you want.
But it's like you look at everyone's team, and even though it was a 14 team, I mean, everybody has good teams here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
Yeah,
I'm petrified.
Speaking of Rice, I'm
good.
the one who's got Rashee Rice. I just looked at that team.
Oh.
oh no.
Well, you know what though? That's okay because I've got Emeka Buka there to come back in if he gets suspended, and once we figure out what his suspension situation is going to look like.
Yeah, it
So,
sounded like
Stacey-
it's coming around like 5 or 6, right?
Yeah,
Like midweek. Yeah, mid-season.
Yeah,
Exactly.
which will probably take him right into like playoff or the end of playoffs, maybe even.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with that.
So with starting 3 wide receivers, did you guys try to, take the higher upside of the wide receivers, or did you kind of balance your teams?
We'll let the queen answer first.
Oh, so to be honest with you, I don't overthink roster. Like, okay, I need 3 wide receivers. I need 2 running backs. I don't overthink that because I never want to reach too deep. I'm always going to take like value if it's sitting there. Now it is hard in a 14 team to have value slapping you in your face. I will say Tyreek Hill almost made it to me, and Casey sniped me right before. I mean, he was just like low hanging fruit, and I'm like, oh my gosh, is Tyreek gonna make it back? But he didn't. So as far as like the wide receivers, I was definitely I needed to grab them. But if something else, was there value wise, I would take the value and then just try to, next time around go, okay, is there a wide receiver that makes sense here? But yeah, so I took a chance on Hunter. I think he's going to do well for me, but that was a little bit of a gamble. I haven't really taken him in any drafts, but I feel all right about that. But yeah, so I don't overthink how many of each, just as long as I can fill my roster.
I didn't even look at bye weeks, to be honest with you. It's just to the point where I'm just like, you know what? I'm taking the players. I'll deal with that. If everyone was struggling with week 8, I felt.
Oh yeah.
But-
Yeah,
pretty sure that's
everybody's
what I
on a
have,
bye in
too.
week 8. Yeah.
Are we
think
even
Erica
watching
was-
games in week 8? Is anyone playing at
No,
all?
everybody's on vacation. Everybody. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I somebody was like, who do I play you in week 8? Because that would be great. I'm like, yeah, but you probably have as many players out in week 8 as I do.
Yeah, and then you both ended up having a bunch of week 8 bye weeks.
Yeah.
That was
I
going to
don't
be
look
like the
at
lowest
bye
scoring week.
I don't look at bye weeks either. Your team changes so much by the time you get to week 8. You're playing, I mean, if you're playing the game correctly, you're probably playing waivers. Injuries happen. I mean, so many things change between now and week 8. And quite frankly, if all your players are out on week 8, but you've had a pretty good season so far, okay, maybe you don't win week 8, but you've won enough through the season. And now all your players went out on bye and you don't have to worry about it.
True.
Yeah, agreed. I used to worry about it so much. I mean, I used to just look at every player I was taking and say, all right, what's the bye week? Let me make sure. And now I'm like, you know what? We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you guys too. So like when we're getting in these later rounds in these 14 team leagues, like we're looking at guys that, you know, we probably haven't thought about in a long time. What is y'all's approach to this? Because like you want to get guys on your bench because we do have like a much shorter bench in these leagues. So are we looking at guys like maybe taking more chances on some rookies, or are we going after some of those like old crusty veterans that you know you can feel comfortable with that you know are gonna
Tried and
you know
true.
be exactly tried and true? I said crusty. That's probably not very complimentary.
It makes them sound a little stinky.
Yeah,
I feel like I go for a healthy mix of both.
yeah.
Little crust, a little new.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you scroll
Honestly-
down to the end of the draft? Because I'm
Yeah, let
curious
me-
now. Yeah, let's.
I mean, when I started getting
Yeah.
lower, I started just going for the handcuffs for injuries like Devin Neal. I'm like, oh well, you know, if Alvin goes down, I have Devin Neal, or you know, I kind of looked at injuries and the backup, or you know, I don't know. We'll see how that goes though.
So I look for high upside guys. I look for the guys who are on teams where maybe the wide receivers are like, who is this person throwing a ball to? Or, like I'm really excited about Josh Palmer this season. I did take him. I know he's had his leg wrapped, but he looked like he was okay. I think he's just playing possum. At least I hope. Great quarterback. I happen to have his quarterback. So a little stacky stack maybe. But Josh Palmer could go out there and crush it in Buffalo. Like, so I'm going to take a chance on that. You got 14 teams. You're picking crust at some point. So, I'm looking for guys who could potentially go out there and really have a high ceiling, or could come in. You know, I took Woody Marks. It was a little bit of a reach, but in this crew, when you got deep enough into this draft, just get your guy because he's likely not making it back. I think Woody Marks could have some potential. So you just have to look for those guys who could be in a position. They might not be sexy, but they're in a position where potentially they're gonna get passes, they're gonna get targets, they're gonna get maybe even some touchdowns.
I think Woody Marks is a great example of that because he's in such a good situation to have opportunity and have it like soon rather than towards the end of the season. There with Mixon and Nick Chubb and everything. I think that was a really good one. I was just looking at the picks though too here in our last round, the 16th round, because you do have like a pretty good mix of, you've got like right here a Raheem Mostert, you've got a Devin Singletary, but then you've got Rashard Smith, you got a Jarquez Hunter, like you got DJ Giddens here. So like there's a lot of, taking those rookies that are getting good spots to produce versus taking the, the vets that have been there that are probably, they're going to have that roster spot. They're going to get some playing time.
Yeah. I even grabbed Naylor. I mean, you got Addison out for the first 3 weeks. So I grabbed Naylor and I'm like, maybe I only get 3 weeks out of him. And then I trade him in for something, something else that's a little crusty and it works out.
Exactly.
But that's what you're doing, dart throws. You're literally throwing a dart at the board and you're hoping you get the bullseye.
Pretty much.
I always like hearing stuff about camp and, Rashard Smith is getting talked up in camp. So I'm like, okay, why not? Why not just take this chance? We did a lot last year, taking some, crusty guys that probably didn't even make the roster by the end of the season in that last round. But I mean, what does it hurt? You're probably going to drop them in week 2 if you need to.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you're just looking for a heartbeat in that late, 14 team league. Do they have a team? Those are the check marks you're looking for.
Right.
Are they on the practice squad?
Yeah. Do they even have a roster spot?
Right. I want to know from everybody the one player that you took that you think has potential to win you the championship and steal that crown from Gina. And Gina gets to tell us which one of her players is gonna let her keep it.
Ooh.
Charlene.
All right,
Okay,
go
you
ahead.
guys go
Go ahead,
first.
Charlene.
You go
Oh,
first.
you want me to go
Bottom
first?
up.
So, I mean, the most obvious one would be Jaden Daniels, right? Like, I mean, I took him before Hurts, before Allen. Like, I'm putting a lot on the line here. I'm putting a lot on Jaden Daniels. But if you look down a ways too, I mean, I got Ricky Pearsall, and I gotta say, like, I'm feeling pretty good about that, especially where I got him. Like, I think he might actually be the one to sneak in and take it for me.
That was one that
I
you
mean,
sniped for me,
yeah.
Charlene. I was definitely targeting Ricky Pearsall.
All the way down at the other end.
Exactly. Wendy, how about you?
Every pick was a
I mean, I have to go with Saquon just because when we were at the combine, Stacy, I don't know if you remember, but when we talked to Laura Rutledge,
Yep.
she was like, Saquon 1.01, 1 point. He's gonna be my first pick in everything. So
Exactly.
I'm kind of sticking with Laura on that one and hoping for the best with him.
All right, Gina.
'Cause you know what? He does get the
Me?
point too for the wide. You know, when he catches the ball, he gets
Exactly.
extra point, you know.
Yeah.
Those guys, Gibbs, Charlene with you, and then Bijan. You know, Erica. I'm trying to say his name right, the way that he told everybody to say it, but it's hard.
Dijon, like
Dijon,
which
yeah.
was no help.
No.
Kyle Pitts. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope. Like, this is going to be the year that we've all wanted out of Kyle Pitts. Oh my gosh, when I took that pick, I was like, I kind of hate this, but who knows? Maybe I'll love it. So I'm going to go. So I have two. CeeDee Lamb, I mean, that seems so obvious, but I had Jamar Chase last year, and I had the stack. I had Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, and it was a thing of beauty. And week after week, I'm just like, these guys are unbelievable. So it really does matter to have those, you know, top players that are going to go out and put 1 million points up every week. So CeeDee Lamb is obviously, you know, he's going to do it, but also, I had some rookies that really, really came on. Like, I had Bucky Irving. Bucky Irving was a late round grab for me. And I was like, who even knows what this guy is going to do? And he ended up being a monster for me, like late in the season. Can't remember who else I have. I want to say Brian Thomas, but I might be wrong on that. So I'm going to say Hunter could be that rookie guy for me this year. That could really be. Now, I think he might be bigger, quicker than Bucky Irving was, but just going back from last year, it's like a veteran. Lamb is like my chase, and then Hunter. I think they're going to be two that I'm going to keep the crown. Oh, you guys are going to hate me if I win again. Please don't.
You're not going to.
Okay. I'm so humble about my win, though. You know, I'm going to stay humble.
Oh, yes. Yes. Absolutely.
Listen, you have that crown for a year, and like when else are you going to be doing something that's appropriate to bust that crown out and wear it and brag about it other than right here, right now, right? So live in the moment.
That was it. I'm like, everywhere else, if I wore this anywhere else, people would actually be like, this chick is crazy. But there, it's different. You're all my people. You get it.
So I'm going to go with someone I grabbed actually in the 10th round, who's going to be wide receiver 1 for his team, Demario Douglas. I think he's a very underrated receiver. And I mean, who else does New England have at this point? So I think he could be a big winner this season. And then I'm going to go with Matthew Golden because I love him.
I love him too.
I love his potential in Green Bay. You know, now they have injuries to the wide receiver core. So I'm like, you know, hopefully that's a chance for Golden to step up.
Yeah, that after I took Jaden Reed and then later that night saw him walking around in a boot during the playoff or the preseason game, that was super fun for me, especially as a Packers fan. I mean, like, so my team, I've got Nico and Brock Bowers there, and you would think that I would say one of those two. And I mean, that may very well be, but I think I'm going to go with Emeka Egbuka, taking him down here. You know, so I'm in Tampa, right? And I'm like hearing all the news, like every day there's something that the Bucs beat writers are posting about him, about how like, all the vets love him and they're just talking him up, and they've never heard vets talk up a rookie so much the way that they do him. And I got to see him like in person the day that I got to go to Bucks training camp. And he made this like incredible catch right in front of me. And look, I get it. It's preseason, you know, nobody's coming after him. He's not, you know, like in full uniform and all that stuff. But like, he just looked so phenomenal. And I think with Chris, you know, Godwin and his injury and coming back from all that with the knee, I just think he's got such a great path to come in and make, you know, a splash in that offense. And I'm not worried at all about the Bucs offense. They've dealt with Dave Canales leaving. Now it's Liam Cohen leaving. So I think they're going to be fine. So I think for me, that's kind of my pick that I feel like might make a difference for me.
I'm excited for him this year. I loved him in college. He was a great college player. So yeah, I think he has a path, especially now with, you know, Godwin probably not playing for a while.
Yeah. Yeah. And who knows, like they haven't come out with a specific timeline for Godwin. They haven't even said if he is going to miss any time, but you know how it is with like guys coming off of an injury, like that first year back, like sometimes they aren't always, you know, at 100% right off the bat. So I'm a big Emeka Buka fan. And Wendy, we saw him at the combine too. He was another one who was just like, I mean, you know, just the vibes with him were just incredible. Like he's just such a pleasant, like positive, you know, interview. When we talked to him and got to see him, like he was great. So I'm really excited about him this year, if I haven't said that enough already.
Are you excited? I didn't.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I should probably find another word to say besides excited.
That's all right. You're just stressing the way you feel.
Erica, I'm going to let you take this because I just dropped my pen on the floor and I'm going to grab this before my dog gets a hold of it and like there's ink everywhere.
Oh, no. What are we doing? Breakdown of our teams, kind of like.
Yeah, let's do a breakdown of our teams real quick to kind of bring it home.
I'm going to start with Wendy, just in case she has to dip out to go to her.
Yes, I am going to dip out in just 1 minute. Yep.
So how did you feel about your draft slot? Like, do you like being, you know, at the beginning, at the end? And then what was your favorite?
I think I'm pretty close to what I was last year, honestly. I want to say I was third or fourth. I took Tyreek last year. He was and he kind of really disappointed me last year, honestly. You know, so I was really happy to get Saquon. I am a little bit weak on, you know, I'm a lot weak on some things, but you know what? Everybody's going to be weak in something when you have 14 teams. Agreed. You know, so I think that I did the best of my ability, which is, you know, as good as it's going to get. I love Mark Andrews because I think likely might be he's kind of not 100% right now, so I still think that Andrews has some gas in the tank. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with everything. And there's going to be waiver wires there. Like you said, injuries, everything is going to change after week 1, I'm sure.
Yep. And what was your favorite pick that you did?
Oh my goodness. You know, that is a really tough one. I'm probably going to say Worthy, and Gina's going to be like, oh, that's because Disco was there and blah, blah, blah. Because big draft energy came and checked on us, and he was saying, man, this is the guy. And I did happen to pick him next, but he did fall for me. But since I had him last year, I'm going to depend on him again this year. And I thought there in the 5th round was a pretty good value.
Awesome. And who is a player that you just had to get on your team no matter what?
Well, that would probably, I'm looking at my team going, I could probably live with, you know, any of them not having.
But you were excited for Hurts.
Yes, I was very excited for Hurts because, again, that's another player that I don't have a lot of shares. I never have. I don't know why. It's nothing against the Eagles. I'm not anti-Eagle. They have just not fallen to me. So I do really, I'm going to say I like that because I like that stack.
Awesome.
All right. Well, hey, you guys, I got to get out of here because I have the show coming up. So if anybody wants to hop over at Women of Fantasy Football, we have Lauren Jump on tonight with Samantha Holt. We're going to do an 8 team. So everybody's going to have a kick-ass team. So this is more like
complete opposite of this
and
one.
Stuff. So yeah, totally opposite. So come on over and see us. But thank you, Fantasy and Frames, and thank you, Stacy and Erica.
Absolutely. Wendy, tell people where they can find you real quick. Tell people where they can find you.
You can find me me over on X at Wendy Early. Also Bob Harris's bestie, in case no one is aware of that. And Women's Fantasy Football. And it was so good to see Charlene and Gina, the queen. It was a great time in Canton. I hope you guys get to talk a little bit about that. But thanks for having me on. We'll see y'all later.
Bye, Wendy.
Bye, Wendy.
Bye, Wendy.
Bye.
Bye.
Awesome. Okay, Charlene, going to you. What was how'd you like your draft spot?
I'm okay with that. I was pretty happy to be closer to the front because I've been in some bigger drafts where I was closer to the other end, and I feel like I missed out on a lot of players that I was gunning for. So I felt better about it, but again, because it's 14 teams, it's still pretty hard no matter where you're sitting.
Agreed. And what was your favorite draft pick?
Gosh, this is tough. I think Jaden's definitely, I got to say Jaden, because I kind of looked at the board when Bonnie took Lamar. I was like, all right, I know that none of these guys are coming back around. There is not a chance. So I'm like, okay, so while I have my pick right now, get your guy. So I think that was probably my favorite. And then just to watch them run after I picked Daniels, I was like, all right, I made the right call.
Awesome. And do you have any advice for anyone playing their first 14-team league?
Pick your guys sooner than you think you need to. And keep reminding yourself that you need to pick your guys sooner than you think you need to, because I can't tell you how many times I said, well, he'll come back around, and it never happened.
It's like the kiss of death.
It is.
How'd you enjoy your first Queen's Classic though? And the first
it was a blast. It was a blast. I mean, even with all the sniping, it was a lot of fun. I mean, I was also doing some sniping, so I feel like, I got a few shots in there.
I was cursing you next to me all draft.
Right? Yeah, back and forth. But yeah, it was a blast. I'm so excited that I got to be a part of it. And I was also terrified.
And how was the expo? First time there.
Also amazing. I am so happy that I was able to go. I cannot wait for next year. I have so many new besties now.
I know, it's so awesome to meet your internet friends in real life.
Yeah.
It really is. Yeah. I mean, it was awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we're glad that you made it onto the Queen's Classic roster.
Thank you.
It's going to be killer.
I'm excited.
Oh, yeah.
And then now Gina, our reigning champ, our queen, who is not wearing her crown anymore, but it is a bit heavy.
Okay. For this conversation, I'll put it back on. All right. I don't know how they do it in the pageants. It's very difficult.
They probably fit more form to your head because that one just
definitely must be fit. Yeah.
Okay. So how'd you feel about your draft position?
I was okay with it. So I think I drafted from the 3rd spot last year. I did want to be up sooner rather than later. So I was okay with it.
Awesome. And what was your favorite pick?
I don't know that I really had a favorite. I mean, I was really excited when Josh Allen was still sitting there after, as the 4th quarterback off. So we'll say that was my favorite pick, although I really wasn't planning on going QB in the 3rd round. So I wasn't happy about that, but I was good with him. Yeah.
And who is the sleeper pick on your team?
I'm going to go with Woody Marks. I feel it. I think he's going to have his moment. I think he's going to go out there and he is going to be, I'm going to be like, oh, yes, Sienna. Did you hear her meow?
Yes.
Okay. She says Woody Marks. Totally agreed.
Endorsed by Sienna.
Yeah, you have the cat's approval.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Awesome. And how was drafting with all of us?
Oh my God. You guys are so hard. So I was in Charlene's position last year. It was my first Queen's Classic. I was scared to death because drafting in general gives me anxiety, but doing it live is like, oh my gosh, I was sweaty armpits, like sweaty palms. I was dying. I'm meeting people for the first time. Oh my gosh. I just remember sitting there and having my little, I don't do a computer. I literally print a list. I think I get it off of like Fantasy Pros or something. And I'm there with my like Sharpie marker doing it old school, but hey, it got me to the victory. So this year I went in feeling a little different. I felt a little more confident. I don't know why. But I went in this year like, you know what? I'm just going to get my guy, because that is probably my biggest piece of advice in a 14 team. You got to get your guy. This is falling off. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just not going to be nervous about it. I'm just going to do my thing. I did it last year. It worked. I'm just going to do that again. Same strategy. So it was all right. You guys are so hard though, because everybody who drafts in this is good at fantasy football. You're not playing with anybody who is going to slip up and let somebody fall. So we all have the same strategy, build the perfect team. Unfortunately, we all want the same guys. So it's hard. You guys are hard. Bitches are hard.
I do remember drafting with you last year, and you were like sitting in the middle of the table. You did not talk to anyone.
No,
I was
silent the entire draft. Yeah, you were just so focused. Yeah, so focused. Didn't talk to anyone. Like,
you were probably like, she's so not friendly. And really, I was just trying not to pass out and die. Like, you have no idea.
There was a lot of first timers last year, though. So,
yeah.
I mean,
it was
both me and Stacy too. Yeah, and Wendy. So,
yeah.
You just never know. Charlene,
you were professionals, though.
Yeah.
I was in there like, oh my God, I'm so sweaty.
No.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. I
didn't even bring any prep last year. I didn't even bring a computer. It was just me and my phone doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's me. I work off of my phone and my little paper cheat sheet. Yeah. I don't get fancy.
No, that's what, Gina, I'm the same way. Like, when I go to Kentucky and Vegas, like I take the sheets, my rankings, and I do it with a Sharpie. Yep. Like I cross them out that way. I don't use a computer or anything like that. I just have my paper in front of me.
Oh yeah, my home leagues, I come with like a stack of papers that are color coordinated and like tiered and
exactly.
Yeah. I do
wish that the writing was bigger. Like I was like, oh my God, are my eyes this bad? It was like the tiniest writing, but I figured it out. I got it. I was like, holding the paper out here. I'm like, oh my God, what is wrong with me?
A little magnifying glass.
Yeah, that's what I needed.
Next year you'll bring that with you.
I'm probably going to bring that. A mag light.
Yeah.
That'll be what I bring. You guys have computers. I have a mag light.
Hopefully you will not be bringing the championship belt with you next week or next year. So
for all of your sake, I hope I'm not either, but it would be great.
Your head will not fit through that door.
Island. No, it won't. I mean, come on, this is a hard league. This was the hardest. This was the hardest victory I think I've ever had in my entire life. And like, I just respect you guys on such a high level. So to go in and compete with such talented fantasy football people, ladies, I'm like, I was a mess. Like I wish there was a camera on me. I'm glad there wasn't, because it would be the most embarrassing moment of my life. But my husband was like, are you okay? I'm like, no, I'm not okay. Linda's going to beat me. It was bad.
And we didn't want Linda to win the crown again.
No.
Linda would have been
fresh blood.
Yeah.
So Charlene, you're the newbie.
So what you're saying is, I've got. So you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. 100%.
Erica, what was your favorite part of your team?
Let's see. I liked getting Jared Goff late because I really punted QB. I was like, I'm not taking him early. I'm gonna wait. I really wanted Kyler, and then Bonnie sniped me on Kyler because I was gonna pair him with Marvin Harrison. So then after that, I was like, well, if she's taking a second QB, I got to take my first. So
I
made sure to
think when you
grab
took
him.
Goff, I said, "Oh, you sniped my second QB."
And I was like, I need
Yeah.
my first.
I was about to say that's you took him before I even took one. And I was like, oh damn it, there goes Goff.
Yeah, now I had to.
Who do you think's the biggest risk or the riskiest pick that you took?
Ooh, RJ Harvey. I took him kind of early, but we really don't know what that backfield is doing in Denver. I mean, he's like last on the depth chart right now, which doesn't really matter in the Sean Payton offense, but I don't know. And that's the one I'm really nervous about, especially taking him like that high in the 5th.
Yeah,
I
for
would,
sure.
I would say TJ Hawkinson and Kyle Pitts were both my riskiest. I mean, Hawk can come back and do well. I mean, last year he was injured and had a pretty bad injury. So I'm just hoping this is his like comeback year. I don't know if by the time he came back, he just either wasn't 100% or they were like, we're just going to ease you into this. So I hope this year is like, second year back from injury. Like he's going to get the job done again. But I love Hawk, but I was like,
He needs more touchdowns. That's what kind of kept him from having more points last year. Like he had when he came back, he was good, but he never got. Did he get one touchdown or I think it was like one or it took him a while to get that one. I think if I remember.
He had like the Evan Ingram issue going on for a while when Evan was like getting so many targets, but he couldn't get the touchdowns.
Exactly.
Is anyone else? Wait, I was going to say, is anyone else scared of the Minnesota offense with the new QB?
Like scared as in like we're afraid for them or like we're afraid of
fantasy
them?
wise. Afraid fantasy wise. I mean, I haven't really been taking Justin Jefferson or, anyone really high.
I feel like I'm not necessarily scared about it, but I also don't want to take Justin Jefferson where his ADP is. But I'm not getting him after, you know what I mean? Like if he were to fall like even a little bit, I'd be all over that. But I don't want to take him where he's at.
Okay.
I'm with Scampers. I kind of trust in KFC there. I mean, we had those concerns, right, going into last year with Darnold and whether or not JJ was going to be able to produce with him. And I think he's kind of quarterback proof at this point. He's going to command those targets. He's a professional wide receiver. Like, I think he'll be fine. But maybe it might be like the supporting cast that might struggle, a little bit there. I am excited about Jordan Mason, though. I know, Charlene, he's on your team. He's one of your running backs. I'm really excited about him. I know that's going to kind of be a little bit more of a committee. So he's been a guy that I've been kind of targeting when I kind of wait and push running back a little bit.
Yeah.
I do want to say one big difference this year from last year's draft, and I had to pivot a lot, but I had a feeling it was going to go in this direction. So last year there was a lot of zero running back strategies going on, and I scooped up a lot of running back value because of that. I was actually panicking I wasn't going to get a wide receiver because I had quite a few running backs, but the whole climate of the zero running back strategy has changed dramatically because I think that's one of the reasons my team was so strong was because I ended up with some really great running backs. So this year it was harder because those running backs definitely were spread out a lot more. So it's going to be interesting to see the way, like I was not thrilled with how my running back situation happened this year. And that's the only reason I walked away sort of feeling a little bit like, we'll see. Like I went ETN and Dobbins as my, second and third running backs. Could work out great, could be a total bust. I did actually have Kyron last year. And so he was a beast. I loved him. I'm like, let's go year 2. Let's do this. So I'm okay with him. But other than that, the running back, the difference in the way running backs are being drafted this year was a huge pivot for me.
Yeah.
And that seems to be the way a lot of
that's
drafts.
my weakness too.
Yeah.
Definitely.
A lot of drafts are going that way nowadays.
Well, guys, this has been so much fun. Anne has a great question that I kind of want to end the night on here because I think this will be really fun to hear everybody's perspective. Anna wants to know the most exciting new person that you met at the Fantasy Football Expo this weekend. I already know mine, but somebody else go first.
Well, Charlene was new. I hadn't met Charlene
Who was
before, so
new?
that was so that was very exciting. So I would go. I really enjoyed getting to know Charlene. She was a great addition into like our living group. I mean, you've been here virtually, but that was a lot of fun. So I definitely enjoyed meeting you, Charlene, and getting to know you.
Well, Gina stole my answer because I was also going to say Charlene.
I'm sorry. I'm such a jerk.
Charlene, I love you so much, but you were my second favorite person that I met.
I won't hold it against you.
I got to meet Matt Harmon, and we got to talk about Marvin Mims. So like that was like my fantasy football dream come true. Like, and that also might be like the nerdiest sentence that I've ever said. We got to talk about Marvin Mims, but
I love Marvin Mims this year. For the record, like I have a lot of Marvin Mims, so I would have actually liked to join in on that conversation. I'm geeking out for you on that.
Oh, I was in like nerd heaven. I was like so excited to be able to like talk to somebody about Marvin Mims, and then equally excited that I got to finally meet Matt Harmon. So,
How about you, Charlene? I know you had a lot of new people.
I mean, it was my first expo. The entire expo was all new people. So this is actually really hard, but I think I have to say it's two people. It's Erica and Stacy, because I mean, we basically spent the whole weekend together, and it's not like we were forced to. It just sort of happened that way. And I mean, I had a great time. So thank you guys.
And we hung out Thursday night, like before, anyone else was really there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely was a highlight of my weekend, was spending so much time with all of you girls and just like getting to know you guys and just kind of like building those relationships. Because I feel like last year it was kind of like a lot of our first years getting to know each other. So like but then we've had like this whole year to kind of like stay in touch and keep up on the internet and everything, and then just to, like get together this year in Canton and hang out. Like now that we know each other a little bit better, that was so fun. And like I don't know. I just love this group. This is amazing. Like just, you guys are wonderful. And I'm just so grateful that, I've been able to meet you all and we're all friends now.
Yeah, it was
And
so
Angie
great
too,
meeting
and
everybody
Matt.
in person.
Yeah, Angie's amazing. I definitely feel like it's going to be the type of group where we don't see each other for a year, but it feels like no time passed and we just pick up where we left off and run with it.
Oh yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, for sure.
But even last year, like I feel like I didn't see you much, Gina. Like I don't know how.
I know.
Like I know we hung out every now and then.
I know. So Roxanne was there last year, and her and I were like, two peas in a pod. So we actually ended up like going everywhere together. And then I'm like, oh my God, there's the girls. Like, I don't know where you guys would disappear to. And I'm like, I felt like we kept just missing and passing. So it was nice to spend some more time. I missed Roxanne being there. She was in the Queen's Classic last year. But she'll probably be back next year. She was very sad that she had to miss.
I know, we missed her.
We did.
Yeah.
Well, ladies, this has been amazing. Thank you guys so much for spending your evening with us and hanging out and talking about the draft. And Charlene, tell everybody where they can find you online.
I am at Chowbella1981 on Twitter. I am some form of sweating glitter everywhere else. So if you type in sweating glitter, you'll probably find me.
Yes. Sweating glitter. I love it. I say I don't sweat.
Because she does. You guys know Charlene worked out like every morning that we were at the expo, like regardless of whether or not we went to bed at like 3 a.m. after, having a lot of adult beverages and whatnot. She was committed. So she does.
I gotta say, it was definitely a hangover helper to just sweat it out.
Yeah. I would
also,
say
she
goals,
is a
but I'm never
shark.
reaching those goals.
Yeah. Also, Charlene is a pool shark, in case anyone, had any doubts. Like, killer on the pool table.
Yeah. If you're playing Charlene like in pool, just go ahead and give it up, because
oh my God, that was so much fun.
Bad time for you. Oh man. Awesome. Oh, Gina, where can the people find you? And don't forget to tell them about TikTok.
Oh my God. I don't even, what is my TikTok name even? So on Twitter, X, whatever, it's NobleG_FF. And I don't have a burner account on TikTok. I don't know where that came
Despite
from.
the rumors, Gina does not have a burner
I do
TikTok.
not, but it's Noble Gigi, because I am a grandma. Fun fact.
But
So
one
yeah,
of the
so it's,
coolest grandmas.
I do my best. But yep, those are the two places you can find me. So
Are you writing or
or
creating
on my
content this
throne.
year?
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I left with some momentum to maybe try to get a little more involved. I had a really fun expo this year. Like it was just different. I don't know if it was because last year was like new and I was just I was so nervous. And then this year I felt like I knew people, I could relax a little more, be more myself. And so we'll see. We'll see what kind of fun
Awesome.
things open up. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, if you haven't already, make sure to give us a like, a subscribe, a follow. We are going to be back next week with a live draft. We're going to be doing our last Best Ball Mania of the season. After that is going to be our last show of the season, where we can be. Please ignore the puppy crying in the background. He is being a complete and utter drama queen right now because no one is playing with him. But we are going to be back with a big gorilla draft on the FFPC, a high stakes draft. So that's going to be a great time too before we kick it off and move over to the waiver wire watch party, which is going to be kicking off Monday Night Football, that first Monday night of the season. We're going to be gathering around, doing a watch party for Monday Night Football, talking waivers during the commercial breaks. Going to be something new that we're trying out this year. Hopefully you guys are going to love it as much as we love the idea. So stay tuned for that because we're going to switch from the draft show to the waiver show that first week of the season. Guys, you can find Erica over at America with a K108 on Twitter and other forms of social media. I am at Stacy_Perez83 everywhere. And again, we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for hanging out.